Hello, hello, everyone. This is Lisa with Inspired Heart and Spirit Led, Whole and Healed, Peaceful and Productive Life. For part 3 of Healing After Heartache, I am putting in, for those of you that are joining me during the live chat, I am putting in the email address and then also putting in the PayPal information. All right, there we go. So all that good information there. So Healing After Heartache. So this is like the third part series. We'll probably one or two more after this. So we're going to talk a little bit about healing after heartache, a little bit more about stuff. So as you guys are coming into the room, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and then share if you would like. We want more way. So in our first two segments of Healing After Heartache, the first segment that we touched on in that segment, and you guys let me hear me, I ditched the headphones tonight, and I want to see if this makes the sound a little bit better, so please just comment there. We discussed in the first segment, right? Hello, Jacqueline. Good evening. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm on late. I apologize. I needed to take some time for me this evening. I've got some big decisions to make, guys. So we in the first segment about, okay, we know that our heart has been broken by this person, or the relationship did not go the way we wanted it to. Hello, I'm doing wonderful. How are you, dear? We know that didn't go as planned, right? And so we're heartbroken at this point, the relationship potentially, or we are kind of, one foot in, one foot out, or maybe both feet out at this point. The first segment was all about identifying what were the triggers that came about. I bet it's been a long day, honey. I'm so sorry. What were the triggers? How did it make us feel? What was said? What was done? So I asked you to just kind of compile all of that information in part 2. And the majority of you did. Hello, Ms. Virgo. The majority of you did bring it to part 2. And in part 2, if you go back and find that video, I'm going to make this list. In part 2, we talked about, okay, now that we know this, those triggers, if it feels a certain way, we identified which chakra then is probably injured, right? Because it triggered a wound in that particular chakra. Made us have an emotion, a feeling. And so we talked about the different chakras and what that means. Like, if you felt dishonored in some fashion or unloved, that would be a hurt chakra. Or if you felt like you just had no voice and anything you said was not valid or anything like that, that's probably is in your throat chakra. And so we talked about that, right? So we talked a lot about chakra healing. Tonight, what I want to talk is, okay, so Lise, we know all this. Like, thank you for all this information, right? And by the way, with that information that you've been given, and we did go through meditation at the start of meditative healing and energy work that you can do on your own. So please do go back and check that video out. It would have been, I believe, last week, Tuesday, we did that. And guys, if we didn't, please remind me. Well, hello, Joel. Good evening. Good night, I should say. So tonight, what we want to talk about, everybody please hit the like button, subscribe and share if you don't mind. What we want to chat about for just a few minutes tonight is stepping into self. Okay? And what does that really mean? Because you've heard me talk or watched any of my videos until this point, or participated in any of my lives, you hear me use this terminology, self-partnering now, or self-partnered, right? Now, I'm not the person that came up with that. I first heard that from a wonderful Australian woman, Tanya Evans. Gosh darn it, I have to remember her name now. Tanya Milani Evans. And about self-partnering, and now this is like being discussed in a lot of different areas. So what does that mean, stepping into self? Well, when we come into relationships, right, we're always told that two become one, when we're married or we're with someone. And sometimes we lose ourselves, right, in the relationship. So we become this partner that we've either been told by society or we've been told by our partner that we need to be in order to be the perfect in this relationship, right? So, women, we are told if that we are to be, live to our husband, that we are supposed to, we're supposed to cook and clean and do all of these things and raise the kids and all of this and do the laundry and do all these things and still somehow manage to be the seductress in the bedroom as well, right? Like we are supposed to be all things. Oh, very good. You know what? I thank you, Joel, for letting me know that. I think I had too many things going on, and plus I did some stuff to the computer. So hopefully, this is much better tonight, and it'll stay that way. Okay. So we've been told that we have these roles, right? There are roles that we're told that we're to play. And if you're the man in the relationship, this is what you're supposed to do, right? Big strong man and this and that. But I'm going to refer to the women or the that have been taught to take the more subservient role. So what can happen in that realm if both people are not self-partnered and if both people are not, how can I say this, evolved spiritually, like their higher self is evolved very well, what can happen, okay, is that we lose ourselves. We try to be what the other person says they need. And in all these tales we're taught, right, that these love stories, we're taught that we should need the other person and the other person should need us. And that's the real mark of a long-lasting love relationship, is the what each needs the other. And that's a bunch of bull. I refuse to be in a relationship where I'm needed. You hear, oh, he completes me, she completes me. Nah, I don't want to be that person either. I do not want the responsibility for being your completion. I want you to be complete prior to you and I getting together. And I want me to be complete. Exactly, Miss Phillips. And I want myself to be complete prior to getting with you. A relationship where I want to be with you. You're not here because I need you. You're here because I want to share my life with, my space with you, my energy with you, and vice versa. And Miss Phillips, if you're not paying attention to the chat, or you're watching this on replay, Phillips says she gets lost in him, and when he leaves, she's just lost. Exactly. Because we put our all into this other person and forgotten who we are, and we didn't get our wants and our needs and everything taken care of either, right? We didn't get any fulfillment. So what happens? We begin to resent that person. Here, you have everything. I do everything. What do you do for me? Have you said that? Have you thought that? Have you shouted it from the rooftops? Because I know you're having a number of relationships prior. I've done that all my life practically. I gave you everything. That's your first mistake. It's your first mistake. But we didn't know any better because that's how we were taught. So I'm not talking about anybody. I'm not saying anything negative about anybody. I'm just saying That's what we were taught, that we're supposed to give everything over, and that person then is supposed to give back to us. But that doesn't happen that way. Now, what do I mean by this? Is all leading up to what I mean by stepping into self. When we step into self, when we start becoming self-aware, we start loving ourselves, we start partnering with ourselves. What does this look like in the chakra injury exercise the last time? I may do that again, but not tonight. But identifying the areas of injury to our chakra system, likely childhood injury, okay, and seeking to heal that, what that does is it then takes the power away from that memory, right? It takes, hey, Franny, Shai's Astrology in the house. She had a really good video earlier today, a live video. She made me think about some stuff. Realized, basically when it really hit you, so I'm with her. She's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Get your astrological charts read by her. It's healing, right? The chakra healing. When we begin to heal our childhood injuries, we take the power away from the memory and we begin to retrain our energy. We retrain our aura to now be safe and understand that we are now, as adults, safe in our environment. Because when we're injured, you know what we're doing? We're always seeking to find relief. I am willing to go inside myself and look at the good, vulnerable enough with myself to say, oh my goodness, this childhood trauma injured me still to this day. I need help. I need healing. I want to be made whole from this. For me, there are a number of things. I'm always going to talk about me because I'm never going to tell you something that I'm not willing to do or I haven't already done. Households. And then exactly. An abusive household. Witnessing all of this violence. Witnessing, experiencing verbal and emotional abuse. Being raised by a narcissist. I could continue. There were all these things. And layer by layer, throughout all the years I had worked on them, got to that root. I never dealt with my child. I'd never dealt with my inner child that was still injured and still looked really from her father, but also from her mother, who was basically separated from the children. The dynamic in my household was very interesting, and I hope this helps somebody. But the dynamic in my household was that my father was so controlled, so incredibly controlling, and so incredibly abusive, physically, emotionally, and mentally, that he loved the adoration to come to him, right? So any love and adoration that mom showed to the children was met swift punishment. She was not allowed to do that. So she conditioned herself to be aloof from us. And in being aloof from us, she felt like if she kind of could separate herself from us, she was protecting us so that we wouldn't experience mindset. These are all things that are going on in my childhood. Now, you can I young woman I turned out to be. I didn't know I was that effed up though. My point is this: I hadn't dealt with the severity of that dynamic. I hadn't dealt with the severity of me being the only girl being put on a higher pedestal and higher plane in the pecking order from my mother. My mother, my father's eyes was here. I was here. What I wanted happened. What she wanted did not. I did not realize all those freaking mind games my dad played until here I am getting rid of, well, the ex-husband now, but the current at the time, narcissist. Why am I telling you all this? Because my journey of partnering took me to the depths of depths of the trauma that I actually chose to forget. And then in my 40s here, they all pop back up again. Because all those roots are still there. So the journey towards self-partnering is not only looking at oneself, but also objectively looking at one's family, right? You have to objectively look and say, ooh, this is what happened, right? They did the best they could with the tools that, fast forward years later, Dad pretty much recovered from narcissism, and that's a whole other story. But they did the best with the tools they had. I then did the best with the tools I was given. I was given a bunch of faulty tools. So I had to then chuck those tools and get new ones. And the new tools I got said, Lisa's a person that deserves to be loved and honored not for her achievements, not for how much she pleases her man, not for how well she raises kids, right? That's all part of the deal, the raising the kids. But I'm saying none of my achievements, the level of intelligence, the fact that I went to college, the fact that I did this, not because I'm a manager, not because I'm a this, not because I'm a that, but just because I am. I deserved to love myself first, and I did not know that. So when you take that gigantic step towards self-love, the first step is to forgive yourself for not being able to protect yourself and do any better in childhood. First step. Because remember, beloveds, our spirits are eternal. They are infinite. We've been here before. We've had a human experience before. Probably most of us, many. Okay? So because spirit is fully grown, per se, even during childhood, because it's already been through an adult experience, the spirit says, this, you should be doing this, you should say this, you should say that. But the child, the human being child, can't do any of that. Why? We're in this situation. So one has to forgive oneself for not doing anything then. And has to say, I am beautiful. I am safe now. Pain, but don't sit in the pain. We've talked about this. Feel the pain. Identify where the pain is coming from. Identify those tears are streaming down your face. Identify why you are just so fearful here, or in your sacral chakra you don't feel safe, or in your roots you don't feel anchored. Identify why. Identify why it feels like nobody's listening to you. Why? Where did it start? Identify it and then release it. Allow love to come through from your crown all the way through down to your feet and wash it out. Bit by bit, each then gets healed. Bit by bit, you recognize. So let's say you're someone who nobody ever listens like that, nobody honors anything you have to say. Well, when you're going through this and you're going through this affirmation, and you're saying, my statements have value. I speak wisdom and knowledge. I speak love and healing. My words have value. My words create. I am a co creator of my through my words and through my emotion. That's starting to self yourself. The first towards self is the ability to be completely transparent with supreme, with God, with spirit, with the universe. Call them whatever you, her, whatever you want. Your step is to be completely transparent with Creator about your own needs and be completely transparent with yourself. What cannot be spoken cannot be healed until you are willing to admit what is going on and face it. That is the only time Creator can come in and pour down love and light. Creator is a supreme gentleman. He's never going to force it on you. He's never going to force you into this. He'll lead you there, but you still have free will to choose not to. Mm-hmm. Drink from the fountain, or you can choose to say, I don't want to deal with this right now. I'm just. The first step towards self is being transparent enough with oneself and one's creator to need you. I'm hurting. Help me see this. Help me understand. Show me. Show me. Because my areas for healing will probably not be the same as yours or the next person's or the next person's. The beauty of it all is that the healing process is completely customized to whatever you need. And it is done on your time at your pace. And no one can ever tell you you should be faster or slower or anything like that. It's at your time and your pace. Stepping towards oneself, stepping towards not only all of our frailties, but all of our beauty. And knowing that you deserve to be treated with the utmost respect, that you need to be loved perfectly, imperfect, but all that you are is lovable and deserving of love, unconditional. You deserve to be treated well. You deserve to be spoken to respectfully. Thank you, Jenny. This is what you deserve. You deserve to be safe, physically, mentally, and you deserve that, beloved. You do not deserve to be hurt and harmed in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve. Taking that first step towards that realization is taking the first step towards healing, taking the first step to discovering oneself. And it's beautiful. And it's beautiful because you're beautiful. You are beautiful. This is the purpose. And thank you, Franny, for saying that. This is the purpose, right, of a healer. and energy. Everyone. It is a beautifully, I can't, on all understanding when one can come in. I'm kind of like a midwife, right? I'm a midwife. I help deliver that beautiful person back into. I help deliver that beautiful person that's just, this is, oh wow, this is what it is, right? I had someone come, I was meeting with someone to do, they'll be collaborating very soon and teaching on some uh, shamanism and quantum manifestation and some other things. We're working together. I'm gonna collaborate with him on some things for his practice, and he'll come and collaborate with the channel. And he said to me, he says, "Oh, I was telling him about the channel." And he says, "Oh, your work and this and that. Well, we shouldn't be manifesting a man for you." And I just looked at him like, "Where the heck did that come from? Nobody said I wanted a man." And he kind of laughed. And he's like, "Well, I didn't mean to offend you." I said, "Honey, you didn't offend me." He said, "That's a beauty to become self-partner. Stuff really honestly doesn't offend me anymore. I can be hurt. It's not like I'm just Teflon or, I'm made of steel. But it doesn't, it flows right out." So he says, well, well, don't you want her? And I said, there's a very big difference between want and need. Man or the person that comes into my life will be able to walk side by side spiritual walk. And they'll be there because I want them there. Believe you me, if I wanted to manifest a partner, I could. Heck, I've manifested 2 job offers now, so I can manifest a man that keeps a wife. I haven't decided which way I want to go yet, to be honest with you. But anyway, the point, that's a little bit TMI. The point being is this: I can manifest that partner if I wanted to, but I'm in a place where I don't need to. I'm quite happy right where I am with myself. Quite happy. I am not, I think, an area that I feel unfulfilled in. But that's because I took that gigantic step towards self and embraced all of me and allowed Creator to let me know I'm safe now. I'm a little girl that needs to be fearful. I'm not that little girl. I'm an adult, a queen, a goddess, a healing and teaching master. That's wow. So, first step towards self, be open and honest with yourself, beloveds, and be sit and be willing to go back and heal old childhood trauma, bring it forward into the present. Release the power of those memories that those memories have over you. Don't allow them to continue to have power over you in the present. We need to release them and let them remain in the past because they're past. Okay, I try to teach for a half hour, and I want to see what this is. Okay, so I've done so. So now, beloveds, this is what we're going to do for the remainder of the time that we're together this evening. I want to ask if there's any questions or anything that we want to discuss before we start doing the other fun stuff for the card party. I half hour. and then we do some other things. Thank you very much, Franny. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, sis. It means a lot coming from you. I want to remind people that those of you that are in the chat room right now, I do offer that there were those Reiki energy sessions, and that really is to read your auras, to read your and see where there's injury, right, and there's blockages, so we can get the flow of energy to go fluently, top to bottom, and circulate through as it should. Um, I feel like there's a lot of people that need that. So we'll decide what we're going to do for a special on that. I think I want to offer that as a special price. I mean, $6 is actually a good price, but I want to offer that as some sort of rate, because I really just feel like it's very necessary, and enough people aren't taking advantage of that. Um, so do we have any? Is there any questions, Jeanette? I see you. Yeah. I do feel like sometimes I'm talking to there's individuals, right? But this message has to get out. And hello, Jack. It's so good to see you back. So, do we have any questions at all? I'm giving you guys a chance to type. We're gonna go through that. Just trying to make sure what's happening here online. Um, so what we're going to do, beloveds, tonight is we've been doing lately. I will pull oracle cards for you. New job concerns. You have concerns, Franny? Hmm. Oh. Okay. So I will put oracle cards for you all. Oracle cards are free this evening, and then I am doing as been the practice. $5 donation for 3 additional cards of clarification, and $10 for 5 cards of clarification. And some of you guys are probably wondering, you may be wondering why I'm doing that. So I think that you all should understand. I hope I'll explain it a little bit as I'm seeking what Franny's question is. Answer to that question. That there's a number of things that I have been directed to, and I am doing with this ministry, with this spiritual practice, and the exchange of energy between me and you and I. The way that even metaphysical and spiritual ministers or practitioners need to keep the lights on and the internet on and stuff. So, that's the way supporting this channel is helping to help me to keep doing this, and then eventually to that this is all that I do. So my purpose abundantly provides, right, for my person, and I've given this permission to do so. And so that's why, it's 3 card. That's why we're charging in the live chats, and that's why I put out there, this is how much the Reiki and all of this stuff is. So if there's any question, I hope that doesn't offend anyone, but this is I'm putting in as much time into this as I have a day job, because this is much more important, and this is my passion, to be able to come to you guys. Okay, now I suppose I should probably put my back out there. Thank you, Joel. You were partners for 6 months. I'm supposed to get along with them. You're welcome, Joel. Aw. Okay, so Miss Franny, this is the first thing I'm going to say to you. That's coming to me, and then we'll pull a couple of cards for you. The first thing that I'm going to say to you is this. Um, I hear Spirit asking you to be a little vulnerable. And that this is a safe place for you. Wanted in this place that you're at right now. And this is divinely appointed for you. I'm not seeing or hearing. Thank you, Joel, for doing that. I'm not seeing or hearing there's any like bad dealings or anything like that going on. Um, I'm not sensing they don't like you. Let me put this information in here. I don't have any moderators in now. That's where you all can send the $5 donation for the 3 cards in addition to your oracle card, and then you can also send $10 if you would like 5 clarifying cards in addition to your oracle card. Anyone that wants an oracle card, please signify that by putting a 1 into the chat. So, Miss Franny, the oracle card you got was allow love. I know you're used to being hated and jealous at work. So let me tell you what I was saying to you tonight, my dear, dear friend. Sometimes it's difficult for indigos to see that those around them, especially those in an authority role, actually do love them. So when rules are forced upon them, when they face disciplinary action, and when they get close, and when the ones close to them get upset, they often feel rejected. Now, put that in perspective for what's happening with you, because remember, this is written towards children. So, in this perspective, right, your director, who is in authority over you, she is saying to you, "Thank you, Miss Jeanette." Ms. Priest, did you want a oracle card? Please put a 1 in there. She's saying to you, love and respect, that she values you. She wants you to. She's a valued member of the team. These people have been there before you, but she's saying, I need you to get along with them. Okay. So that's kind of a rule, right? Being imposed upon you. It is all as an indigo to question rules and ask why when the situations seem unfair. This will never change. This card invites you to see that although some feel unjust, people are only lovingly looking out for your best interest. In order for you to live and succeed in society, certain rules will always be followed. Do it as a team. Yeah, I'm getting there, baby. Hold on. Your job now is to make sure you do what is asked in order to be a productive of society, the same society you're asked to recreate. Yes, you're supposed to do it as a team, Miss Franny. However, hello, Miss Julia. However, uh, part of being a team sometimes when you're coming onto the team late, like when you're the last draft pick or the most recent draft pick, because really you were the latest #1 draft pick. Okay? She wanted you there. She very much values you. You're the director. She wants you to kind of mesh with the team. Why the team's already been there. You have to remember history. So finding out where you fit in as the team, right, as a team member, very critical because you never know. She may be looking towards you to become the next leader, Trilla. And part of being a leader, my friend, you cannot lead until you can follow, until you can serve. You cannot lead until you learn how to serve. So yes, you need your own thing, but you are not going to be able to have people around you, only people around you that you like all the time. People are going to do something to piss you off. And you have to be able to, as a leader, sit in the place of not just authority, but also love and compassion and be able to work with people where they are. She's not saying don't work as a team, don't mishear her. She's saying, I'm inviting you to become a part of the team. This is not being done with anything behind it. There's no ulterior motives here. None at all. Baby, I know. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay. Does that help you, baby? I love you. Um, Miss Jeanette need. So everyone, I put the information a little bit higher up in the chat there. It is paypal.me /inspiredheart18. You're welcome. $5 for 3 cards this evening. 10 for 5 cards this evening. I have my phone right here, and we're pulling Oracle cards for free. So Jeanette is the next one up for Oracle cards. So what do we have tonight for Miss Jeanette? I'm so grateful that all of you guys popped into the chat tonight. I know I got on a little bit late, but I wanted to spend some time with my youngest daughter. And there was a very dear friend of mine that we're spiritual beings, so she needed me. Thank you, Ms. Virgo. Julia, were you the one? Oh. Julia, were you the one that registered for the class, dear? I had so many people. Yep. Did you get my emails, Julia? I just want to be sure you got the. Okay, here we go. Jeanette. What do we have for Jeanette tonight? Your registration is still open for the spiritual training course that's on August the 4th. Registration is still open. The total tuition is $200 for 5 weeks. End of that 5 weeks, you will be in a good position to launch your ministry. You'll be in a good position to at least know the direction that you're working towards it. And then it's a $25 registration fee ahead of time, and the remainder of the tuition, if you will, needs to be paid before August 4th. No, you're totally fine. I just want to make sure you got everything. Okay, Jeanette, here we go. Also, please, I do Reiki healing sessions. I am a Reiki practitioner. You can email me as well. That my email address is heartofinspiration@gmail18@gmail.com. Moderators. Okay. All right, I'm putting out I just put out the moderators. Okay, here we go. Jeanette, are you with me, love? Y'all, it is National Tequila Day. I really did start to bring a shot down of tequila me to do a shot with everybody, but I thought that might be bad. That might be a bad look. Okay, dear Jeanette, this evening you got dreams. Jeanette, this card guides you to pay attention to the dreams you have, both when you sleep and during your hours. They're your connection to your true, fearless, indigo soul and your high potential. So I want you to hear me again, Jeanette. The angels are asking you to pay attention to the dreams you have, both when you sleep and during your waking hours. They are your connection to your true, fearless, indigo, or gifted soul and your highest potential. This card is a message to let yourself fearlessly dream, even if the contents of your dreams seem unrealistic to your logical mind. The angels are asking you to strengthen this connection to your higher self so that you can bring into your life the miracles you've always desired. Your dreams, my love, are your connection to your they are your connection to your exit. Because in your dreams, you are all powerful, well, I shouldn't say the all powerful, infinite divine being that you were created, that you are. In your dreams, you are what you are. There's no surgeon holding you back. That is the energy that you need to achieve that which you want to achieve, to live the life that you want to so desperately to live and to escape the hell that you are in now. That's your higher self. We can grasp this, and I need to talk about this. I don't know which night. Maybe Thursday. Won't be tomorrow night. We need to talk about manifestation and where we manifest. You manifest from your heart because the emotion, the intent, the desire, higher self deposits the emotion surrounding what it looks like to live your best version of yourself. That lives in your heart. If your heart chakra is damaged or blocked, you cannot manifest. Now I'm going to let you sit with that for a second. Miss Jana Jones, if your heart chakra is, let me write this down. So we have Jana, then we have Joel, then we have Lisa, and then we have it's Virgo, and then we have Julia. Okay. Janae, I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, Janae, I apologize. Just trying to figure out where to put which cards to pull from you. For you, I apologize. Okay, let's see who sent this off. Thank you, Miss Catrilla. Okay, Janae, your parents. Janae, I'm going to pull from the Goddess deck for you. I keep hearing that, so I'm going to do that. These decks, you guys, I always like to let the folks know are both by Doreen Virtue. I'm hearing two for you, Janae, so that's what I'm going to follow. The leadings. Okay. I don't know what sign you are, but this should be interesting. You have Ostara for fertility. This isn't necessarily you're going to get pregnant if you don't want to, so please don't freak out. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. You also have Suli. You're Leo, okay. You also have Suli for bodies of water. Spend time near water, such as a lake, a river, or the ocean. Charge your batteries. Also, when I saw them both together, if you think about it, giving birth is easier. If you give birth in water birth, right, it's easier. It makes it easier to deliver the child. That's why I believe that you're able to go towards bodies of water. Also, water gives you this, it's the activation, right? It's the seed that needs water. Be in good ground, but it needs water to grow. So this is all symbolic. So the message from Ostara, springtime is any time when the light increases within your mind and entire system. If you feel dark, heavy, or depressed, then you can light by fueling yourself with positive intentions, nutritious foods, and anything that sparks your feelings of love. Surround yourself with full flowers, Janae. Brighten the colors in your wardrobe and home, and draw back the curtains to let in natural light. Be sunnier outlook within yourself, which will give rise to all sorts of new opportunities, since like attracts like. See, when we make our surroundings bright, cheerful, when we make our surroundings exactly what we want them to be, right, we begin to have better energy, better vision, and then we attract that which what we want. We attract that which serves us the greatest. Feel more energized and powerful as you spruce up your inner and outer worlds. Then capitalize on this increase by starting a new project that really makes your heart sing with excitement. And then Suli, so Ostara, no, Ostara is the Teutonic goddess of fertility and springtime. She's also called Astore. The words East and Easter were both named after Astara, the earth. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, and then Suli, bodies of water. So the message from Suli is water's curative effects are well documented. Since the human body is composed almost entirely of water, this makes sense. Water can wash away sadness and pain, the ill effects of suffering. Engage in purification rituals involving water more often, and you'll experience an uplifting in your spirit and outlook. Water's magical properties are amplified when you infuse it with your intentions. Whether you soak in a sea salt bath or bathe in a freshwater spring, you're sure to see the difference that water will make. Trying to get rid of bad energy. Um, I'm sorry. Um, when you're trying to get rid of bad energy, right? Sometimes baths in Epsom salts helps as well, or the sea salt bath, yes, but either or works. But do not bathe that long. Don't sit in the bath that long. Okay. Um, what I need you to do is I need you to be in that water for no more than 10 to 15 minutes, please. The toxins, let all that water out, and then shower or bathe again and wash it all off. Okay. That's for you. Okay. So we have Janae, and I have Katrina. Are you here still, dear? Because Katrina had a 5 card pull, and then I do have sweet from Raphael. Ugh, that's so sweet. So what I'd like to do, Katrina, if you don't mind, I want to pull 1 card for Joel, and then I will do yours. So Katrina, please, if you want to get on the list too, Jack. Yes, Jack, I'll put. So we have Joel. We also have okay. Thank you, Miss Katrina. So I have Joel. I'm going to pull 1 card for Joel, and then I'll email you soon. I know you. Very busy. Oh, thank you so much, Janae. I appreciate it. And then while I'm pulling cards, if anyone does have questions about Reiki energy sessions, please feel free to put them in here and I'll go along. Because I know that's not something that we see a lot of. Oh, well, here we go, Joel. You got 2. Mm-hmm. 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 Think about it and self-care. Is it lagging a little bit? Yeah, I can see it's lagging. Think about it. I was moving too fast. And self-care. So the think about it card is asking you, this card asks you to step from your current path or thought process and review the situation you're asking about. So review the current situation that you had when you asked for this card. There is an unseen aspect, and the angels guide you to slow down. Mm-hmm. So you can move forward with the whole picture in sight. This card can also be cautionary if you were about to make a radical change impulsively. While it may still be the best path, this card asks you to look at the alternatives first. You are exquisitely sensitive to energy, and your mission is to heal and transform negative energy into positive. However, there's always a better way to do so. This card asks you to research your options for making the healthful changes that are part of your mission, Mr. Joel. And then the card for care. Make sure you are not giving to the point of creating lack in your own life. You feel compassion for the world because of your divine mission. As a result, you sometimes become generous to a fault. You may not see this as a problem, however, this card is telling you that you must be aware of your own needs in life. Basically, my friend, too much to others at the detriment of yourself, either energetically and financially, or something is telling me you are perhaps giving a tad bit too much. You need to take care of yourself, my friend. And I need you to step back from your situation and really make it right for you. Virgo problems. Y'all Virgos are a mess. You're welcome, honey. You know I love you. And I only say these things to you out of a deep love. You know, sometimes I get the business told to me. Okay, now we're going to do Miss Catrilla. Miss Catrilla, you have, might as well be speaking to me. Miss Catrilla. So Miss Catrilla gets 3 additional cards to her Oracle card. Thank you very much. And I do have another $5 from Raphael. So I'm not sure if that was just a donation to the channel. See Raphael in here. From Raphael Okure. Miss Catrilla, I have a very appropriate card for you, my dear. Authority. Oh, that's you, Jack. Oh, okay. Thank you. And have additional 3 cards as well then. Thank you. Jack, you're so cute. Okay. Authority, Miss Catrilla. That's fine, Mr. Jack. I will treat it as such. Hello, Mike. Your husband. Oh, honey. Oh, sorry. Scorpios are intoxicating. Miss Catrilla, Ms. Catrilla to the dance floor, please. Calling Ms. Catrilla to the dance floor. Ah, there you are. Authority. The way our world is currently designed, people in authority impose rules upon us. In many situations, it must be this way to maintain order. As an indigo, you possess an inner truth detector telling you that people in power often abuse such authority. This is one of the most important cards you can receive because your role in the world is to help redesign our planet and society to become a place of fairness. When dealing with authority figures, please know that anger will not get you anywhere, but calm assertiveness will. Anytime you feel controlled or ruled by someone, ask the angels to guide you through the situation in a way that will bring about and protect the most peace. In this way, you clear the path for others who will benefit from your peaceful leadership. Now, Ms. Catrilla, that's also to me when I read that, dropped in my spirit immediately was spiritual warfare on a higher level. We'll talk about the class that I have coming up, but I'll give you guys a little snippet of this now. Those of you that have studied, anything biblically know that there's hierarchy, right? We're against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers of darkness. There are some of us. Yes, you're coming up. You're next after Catrilla. There are some of us that are called to bring down principalities, that are called to a higher level of warfare, to bring down in the heavens, or in the spirit realm, ruling spirits that come over an area, over a region, over a country, that are wreaking havoc in that area. So when I read that, Miss Catrilla, I read the higher call, right? The higher call to action, the higher call to spiritual warfare. So let's pull 3 cards for you, please. May I have 3 further cards of clarification for Miss Catrilla. Three cards for clarification for Ms. Catrilla. No, you're fine. So, Ms. Catrilla, it looks like in the recent past, or with the High Priestess in the reverse, there's been a little bit of confusion or possibly some blockage in your third eye, where it seems like you've not been able to hear. Welcome back, Franny. Where you've not been able to hear as clearly as normal, and there'll be a tad bit of confusion. In the current, though, we're at a Page of Pentacles. Thank you, Miss Julia. We're at a Page of Pentacles energy right now. So this is the in my interpretation, is the card of creative ideas, creative steps, creative projects coming at a situation with a different perspective, a new, fresh perspective, but it's still unfocused, like it's in its infantile stages. This Page of Pentacles, he's sort of focused, he's sort of not. You're not sure if he's there, but he's holding this thing. He's like, hey, it's cool, man. I think that this is good work. But it's not really a full-blown baked idea, right? This is just like boom, 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 right? New ideas. There's someone that's been looking to party, though, in your potential outcome or in your future. And I don't see this partnership getting off the ground. So why is this hype here? Thank you, Miss Julia. Thank you. Right, so you've been in a time, so you're starting to come out of this time of indecision and a lot of choices. Still this confusion. Perhaps this is more, you still have inner confusion, but you're really seeking to get out of this seclusion. There needs to be other people that are interfering in that as well, that you can't quite walk away from. And this is all about your higher calling with the Judgment card in the upright. There's still a level of confusion about your higher calling, and that because it's not yet become clear to you. But I feel like there are people that are in the reason why the authority card, because there are people in areas of authority, or that have been in some form of spiritual oversight over you, that you've learned from potentially, that are really mucking up the waters. They're muddying the message because they're kind of putting their own ideals on top of, they're putting a spin on this, and it's not resonating with you, and it's really confusing to you because you've been able to connect with them prior, and they've been very good. And so right now you're looking for new ideas, right? Because you're like, there's something more here, but I'm unfocused. Why is this Page of Pentacles here, please? Yep, you're trying to balance everything that you've already before and that which you need to know now. So this is like you're performing this alchemy, right? And it's just not. Recipe is not, the cake ain't bacon. With the Page of Swords in the reverse, the information that you've been given lately ain't been right, and you know it's not right, and you really don't want to hear it anymore, but you don't quite know how to tell them. And again, this is kind of immature infantile stage, but Spirit's asking you to kind of to go into that you need to take a leap of faith and a step of faith. You need to find new mentors. Your time with your existing mentors, this is the plainest I can make it. The time with your existing teachers is up. Okay? It is now time to go to new teachers. Be willing to humbly submit to those that you feel can take you to that you are directed to, and have that sense of humility. Because happened in the past is that the presentation you give is too high and too haughty. It's too full of spiritual ego. Everyone in the room, please listen to me right now. Good night, Mr. Joel. God bless. Everyone who's in here who's a light worker to me right now, who has a ministry, please listen to me. We have to be extremely careful about spiritual ego. A master does not need to announce themselves when they enter a room. The presence of the master is recognized by all around. Your gifts make room for you. I don't announce who I am. I didn't announce who I was when I came on YouTube a few months ago. I just started this. I opened the channel in February. Just started posting. I think it was March or April. The channel sat there with nothing on it for a month, at least. I didn't make some grand announcement. Why? Because I didn't need to. Why? Why do I need to? I am. And I am a channel and a vessel. And I am a servant. So we have to be very careful. I have submitted myself to leadership. There's something to be said for that. So, Ms. Catrilla, I would seek teachers, masters, if you will, that you are directed to learn from, and be willing to submit yourself to their guidance, because your calling depends upon it. If you do not understand hierarchy of light and spirit in the light side, you will never understand and be able to accurately and efficiently and effectively fight dark. And I will leave that there for right now because anything else needs to be stated. Ooh, honey, I sent the bat signal out. Thank you, Miss Lyle. Sent it out. I knew somebody was going to hear it. Thank you, baby. Okay, now, Mr. Jack, I'm going to do Miss if she is still here. Okay, Miss Catrella, I love you, sis. I love you, sis. Prisa, are you still here? Prisa, please let me know you are here so I can pull your card for you. And guys, I really do see all of your chat. Just when I'm on that roll, I need to address it, okay? Mike, there's a part of you that wants to not deal with the Scorpio, but doesn't because I truly love her. Oh, Miss Franny, do you see what Mr. Mike Paul has been typing? Mike Paul, Miss Franny, is a Virgo that's trying to get over a Scorpio woman, honey. I've been praying for you, honey, Miss Billy. Okay, not hearing Miss Prisa. Miss Virgo, are you here? Miss Virgo in the house. Calling Miss Virgo to the dance floor. Yo, that's so very important. Awesome. Thank you, Miss Virgo. You know what I was just saying to Ms. Katrilla is so very important for all of us to know and understand. Oh, that's right, Julia. You're Scorpio too. You're an intoxicating Scorpio too. Uh, but now I'm gonna not those intoxicating Scorpio women because I think it's a she. It's a she, Julia. I'm not gonna talk about those intoxicating Scorpios because they have you guys. Who child? Can't leave them alone. Can't leave them alone. I know y'all don't mean to be. But y'all something else. What I was saying though earlier to Miss Katrilla, it's very important for those of us who are in here, okay, Julia, who are in of any type of spiritual practice, ministry, metaphysical, whatnot, that we remain grounded. And the easiest and one of the best ways to remain grounded and to continue to grow is to come up underneath the covering and the umbrella of a teacher, of one that that we are directed to do so. Because when we do that, now that gives us then a safe place to come and get rejuvenated and recharged. Right? That gives us a safe place away from everyone else to then also fresh download of wisdom. That gives us someone to talk to about certain things. Because not all fun and games. There is a sacrifice that is required when one enters into your calling. If it's something along this line where you're out, you're with people, right? When I'm with people physically or when I'm with people here. So, yes, I would say that's awesome, but I really mean someone that you can speak to on a regular basis. So, I mean, if you talk to Deepak, give me his number. But I mean, someone locally, right, that you can speak to, or this way. Again, this is another reason for the channel because I want this to be a place we can all come. I'm not saying everybody that's here is underneath, if you will, train, right? They're not, no. Some of us submitted one to another as peers. For some, I'll be their teacher. For others, I won't. And that's okay. They're submitted teacher, right? But there's a covering here, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a covering here. Okay, now I have one. Now I know all them cards ain't meant to be. I have one card for you, Miss Virgo, but I know I'm supposed to have another. So bear with me, Miss Virgo. Here we go. And then, okay, Miss Virgo, here we go. You all love Franny, are you here? Franny and Julia, can you please? I can't answer that. I mean, I could, but okay, Ms. Virgo. Allow love, and if, I don't know if you were in here earlier for Miss Franny's, and of Archangel Metatron. I love me some Archangel Metatron. So allow love, okay, basically is saying, Ms. Virgo, that you need to allow people, those who are in authority over you, or just allow people in general to show you love, especially those you that maybe in some level over you. You know, we are supposed to question being who we are as indigos, question authority, help make the world much more fair, and that's our role here to kind of right the wrongs. But in order to live and succeed in society, certain rules must always be followed. When the people in your life correct your behavior, sometimes it's because they love you and want the best for you. If you sit and meditate, you'll know whether this is true for your present situation. Your role in this world will be shown to you clearly. Your job is to make sure you do what's asked in order to be a productive society, the same society you were meant to recreate. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Miss Lally. Oh, Franny is okay. And then Ms. Virgo, you also have Archangel Metatron. And Archangel Metatron says, Archangel the first angel on the tree of life in the Kabbalah, helps those who are newly upon the spiritual path. He over all the archangels. Metatron is unlimited and is able to be with everyone who calls upon him at once. This card asks you to work with Archangel Metatron in your daily life to welcome messages and signs confirming to you that you are perfect. Help bring you peace in situations you feel are very unfair or imbalanced, Ms. Virgo. Every time you call upon Metatron, this archangel would immediately go to work, bringing you a calm situation in your life. He will also help you let go of resentment and unforgiveness so you can move on and not allow lower energy to affect your life. That's for you, Ms. Virgo. I'm gonna address this, and Jack, I'm gonna get to you, dear, and then we'll do Julia. Um, Mike, this is the thing, dear. Sometimes it's very difficult for Scorpios to get in touch with those feelings, and sometimes they're very uncomfortable with those feelings as well. When is her birthday, Mike? Okay, Jack, I know you had November the 2nd. When does Scorpio start? So she's second decking. Not you, dear. Her. So she's going to be a Scorpio Sagittarius. So she's going to want, and I just learned this from Frances left. She'd be proud of me. Somebody tell her that I'm talking about this. I learned this from Shonda Rhimes Astrology, Mike. She was just on. And I think she's going to be going live shortly, so I would go to her channel as well in a few minutes if you'd like. Jack, are you here? Please let me know you're here, dear. So she's got a lot. She's got some Scorpio influences some Sagittarius influences in her chart. So she's going to need to be. Thank you very much. Yes, Miss Julie. I was trying to see was that in the first 10 days of or was that second decade? Um, Awesome. Okay. So Mr. Mike. So this is the deal. She's going to need to be free. Sagittarians don't necessarily. They like commitment, but they don't like commitment. So that's why you end up hot and cold, right? She feels deeply for you. What I would do, I believe, like I said, Shonda Rhimes Astrology, she was just in here. You could scroll up in the chat and click on her name to go to her channel. I would go over there and subscribe. And I would, you should then, and hit the bell so you can get the notification when she goes live. That's a very good question for her. And she's a Scorpio and she will break it down. All right, Jack, here we go. So I know you had some questions about the music. You've been called to music, to do music, to write music, Jack, produce music. I don't know that that matters, but I'd like to know. Write music, produce. That's complicated. A little bit of both. That's fine too. It is amazing I can be on here and mm. There is a huge calling right now, Jack, on people, a huge activation for musicians. Um, there's a huge activation right now for healing musicians. Her name, Shonda, SHONDRI, 2 words, astrology. Um, she's up in the chat. If you look, if you in the chat box, you'll find her. Um, there's a huge for musicians and producers to make spiritually enlightened slash healing music right now. There's a number. You're welcome, Mr. Mike. There's a number. A number. Personally, that are being led to creating music that the soul, that grounds, that roots, that heals the heart, all sorts of things, right? And some have words to them, some don't. Lyrics, I should say. And that's really which I need to investigate a little bit further. That is really like the spirit of David the psalmist that was able to calm King. The only thing that made King Saul like come into his right mind was David playing his harp. Now you have I was instructed to pull 3 oracle cards and we'll pull 3 tarot as well. Stay. You have freedom. Mm-hmm. Love yourself. So we're going to read those and then I'm going to pull the tarot for you. So stay. This card guides you to not run away from a troubling situation. Whatever it is that's going on or right now is something you need to experience and learn from in this lifetime. Hello, dear. There's an aspect of this situation, however unpleasant, that's not yet complete. So the angels ask you to not make any extreme moves right now. While it seems like the exact opposite of what you hoped you'd hear, please know that the indigo tools and lessons you'll acquire by persevering will serve as priceless assets to you later in life. Someday you'll see the situation as clearly as the angels do now, and you will know that when the time to make a change comes, the signs will be undeniable. Thank you, Lolly. And then we have freedom. So this card answers your question by guiding you to seek greater freedom. Perhaps this comes from releasing something that no longer serves you. This card is also confirmation that your prayers for freedom have been heard and the angels are working change into your life. Huh. As an indigo, you can sense when someone is being controlled or manipulated. You have an innate ability and to see unnecessary restrictions and rules. But sometimes you may unknowingly impose your own restrictions upon yourself. When you draw this card, it signals that you should release control over your desires. Freely dream big for yourself, planet, and allow the angels to guide you with their eternal and infinite wisdom. And then love yourself. I'm seeing why this is all fitting together. This card reminds you of how beautiful your indigo mission is. Your life and soul are as well. You deserve happiness, and the most powerful way into your life is to be the source of it. I couldn't have pulled a better card for tonight. Love yourself even if it doesn't seem natural, and you'll be a conduit for higher energy. Take time to focus on at least one thing every day you appreciate about yourself, Jack. Your relationship with you is the most intimate one you'll have in this lifetime. The more you love yourself, the more you can focus your energies on the greater good. Jack, this is what I'm getting from this. Listen, hang on, hang tight. Because now that I know your name, a lot of this is making sense. You are named after the healing angel. You're named after the healing. The situation you are in right now, I'm assuming it's a relationship. The situation you're in right now, the reason why you're being asked to stay is because there's still some lessons that need to be learned. There's still some injuries that need to be healed, but you can't illuminate them if you're going away from them. And there's also something karmatically you need to finish. You will find freedom in loving yourself. You will find the ability to separate yourself from this situation in a very compassionate, healthy through learning to love yourself and releasing things like anger or resentment or blame or any of these things. And I'm not saying you're doing any of this. I'm just saying things are just popping out. So popping up. But by releasing some of these lower level vibrational um, energies, then you will find the freedom to love yourself completely and be able to get out of this relationship in a healthier, so as not to damage either one of you almost irreparably. else you have yet to do. I don't, if there's children involved, there's something that, even if they're not yours, there's still a purpose. And it's not going to be for very long. I'm hearing Spirit say you're not going to have to stay in the situation that long. Go on and ask your question, because I don't know. I'm so go on and please say what you need to say so I can have an idea of what you're. Miss Julia, you're on deck. Hello, Lady Rose. And I'm not going to get on your case about starting a channel. You start it when you're ready. Mr. Jackie, is any of that making any sense at all, dear? Just going to say, you don't need to release an album this fall. Is it not serving you? Is that what you're saying? Oh my. No, you don't need to release an album this fall. No. Don't do anything you feel you need to do. Do it out of a sense of what in the goodness is happening here? Okay, then now these 4 cards make sense because I got 4 for you, dear. Do not lose hope. All is not lost. All is not lost, Jack. Do not lose hope. You have the inner strength needed to accomplish the task you've been asked to accomplish. You've been feeling a tad bit confused, don't know how this is going to work, right? I believe you're a Virgo. And God bless you, Virgos. You don't have to. You have to release and allow your intuition to operate. You're another one that it's like the third eye is blocked because it's so much headspace. This can't be because you're here. Here is where it's going to come from. Here is where you'll see the direction. Here is where it's going to emanate from. The moment you love yourself with an overflowing amount, and you see this abundance of love and the dove here, right? That's creator coming down. The moment, Jack, then you will have the 10 of Cups fulfillment. Everything's going to flow just as it should. Everything will flow just as it should. You have an incredible calling on your life and on your music. An incredible calling on life and your music, my friend. I really, I'm not honest to goodness, guys. Those of you that are here in this chat, you're very welcome. I really feel like this whole energy healing thing is just so necessary for you guys, and And so you guys know normally it's 60. And so those of you that are chat that I've talked to you already about chakras being blocked potentially, um, you guys, so I know Katrilla's probably gone by now, but I'll email her as well. Um, so I would do this. I would we'll do like we'll have it for $40 this like the rest of this week. We'll do that. I really feel like I need to try to make it a little bit more attainable. Make it a little bit more attainable. So I think $40 then. I'm hearing that. If that's something, and if you don't understand what Reiki is, let me know. We'll talk about it. You guys can ask questions right now. I'm happy to answer you. Miss Julia, you are the last person thus far. I don't think there's anyone else. So we'll do the Reiki sessions. Those of you that right now on this live, I know this is going to be played later, so I'm probably going to say something. I appreciate that, Jack. I'm just trying to do something for you guys. Again, you have to give your passion, your purpose, permission to pay, abundantly provide for your person. You can. I have a cousin is a Virgo, and he's music producer, and he is okay, dear. He has been pursuing this full time for some time now. So does social media marketing and things, Jack. So that is something that there's possibly something else that can go along with, but I don't know all that you know how to do. But I would really start, just meditate and think about what are things you can do, right? I mean, even just what dropped in my spirit is perhaps maybe I should, or in the very near future, commission you to create some meditation music for me. And I on a channel, something that I could own, right? There are others as well. There are a lot of other YouTubers that put up meditations, and it would be great for them to have their own meditation music. Thought, Julia? And I don't know if you know how to do graphics or anything like that. We need to talk. Oh, yeah. You'll take big leaps and then take longer meanderings. And you are so Capricorn Saturn. Yeah, we need to talk very soon. Julia. Where's my beloved Julia? Where's my beloved Julia? Did she leave me? Oh, there you are. I was like, where'd she go? All right, here we go. Being serious now.
It's all in love, Lolly. It's all in love. Where would we be? Hey, you're my opposing sign, so I need to learn that from you, evidently. All right, one more. You got free, dear. We just went over that. So, Miss Julia, you got expression, freedom, and patience. So we just went over freedom, right? You have to know what. Teach me how to pull the stick out of my butt and have some fun. I have to tell you later on. I saw a hummingbird today. Talk about that. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. No, yes. Okay, so right, you need to be okay to know of what's not serving you with freedom, right? Expression is about freedom of expression, to speak up, right? This card guides you to speak your mind. After all, it's one of the reasons indigos such as you came to Earth. For so long, people have not spoken up for themselves. As a result, humanity has lived under the tyrannical controls of power. Now is the time for change, and you are one of the spiritual warriors in charge of initiating that shift. Always speak your mind, but also be aware of how others react to your declarations. Ask the angels to guide you to communicate in ways that allow you to be heard. If you can express yourself in a manner that people to, your concerns and opinions will be much better received. Now, you also have patience. God bless you. God bless you. Patience. This card signals that what you desire isn't ready to emerge in your life. This doesn't mean it won't come to you. This just means not at this current time. May feel ready to receive the fulfillment of your wishes. It's not the right moment. I believe, though, it will be the right moment, beloved. Once we express ourselves and we release that which is not serving us, right, freely. Okay? That's what I really believe for you. Okay, guys. It has been quite a day. It's been quite a day. It is worth it, isn't it, dear? It is. Okay. I should be. It's 12:02. Oh, you're still here, love. Good night. Really, did you hear me say that I would do a Reiki session for you for 40 instead of 60? For those that are in the chat tonight, I will do that for you for 40 instead of 60. And we can open third eye. Okay? So, email me and let me know if that works for you, and then we'll set up a time. As much as I have going on, I will make the time, okay? So email me if you're interested. Okay, awesome. Yeah, guys, it's been a crazy, crazy week. I've somehow manifested 2 jobs, and I have to decide between the two. Um, I have my Reiki master telling me that we need to manifest a man. Um, and now Jack is gonna. I'm gonna commission Jack to do some music. That's so awesome. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to. Well, I'm not gonna go to bed, but I'm gonna get off here. I've navigated through serious medication patient. Very, very good. Very good, Julia. You do. See, that's what I'm talking about. Girl, get her. Okay. I just hear, oh, I didn't know you're still here, love. Good night, Jeanette. Jeanette, are you still considering joining the class, honey? Oh my gosh. Mr. Jack, good, good, good. Did I send you an email? Hopefully I did. Jeanette, did I send you an email? Mr. Jack, I'm telling you, when I saw, well, I kept looking at that name, right? And then when you told me that was you, there's such power there, dear. Okay, good. No, you're fine. I just wanted to be sure because I don't want to miss anyone. Love you, Julia. Um, man, healing power in your music. I need to connect you with some people too. Okay, now I'm thinking again. Yeah, I need to connect you with some people, some musicians. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, guys, right here. Been on for almost 2 hours. We've done some good work tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being with me. I so appreciate all of you. I honor and appreciate the peace and the love in each and every one of you. I will listen to it, Jack. You're fine. All right, guys. See you in the morning. You're very, very welcome. Oh, and by the way, that Virgo video that I just put up, the reading, I didn't do that live. I recorded it. Don't do all my readings live. Yeah, I don't do all my readings live. It can be too much. So I did those recorded. The monthlies I do recorded and put them up. Okay. All right, guys. Everybody. Good night. Love each and every one of you. Sleep well, everybody. Love ya. Love you, Lolly. Bye. Mm. Bye, guys.